All right, we're going to start incorporating a little bit of a fit check into our intersection. We love to talk about fashion. This week's news is around sneakers. We've had one big drop and then just some news in general around sneakers. So we'll start there. The Sabrina 2 is the most worn current new basketball shoe across the NBA. I know, Megan, you've got thoughts around this. Let's hear it.
Well, I just absolutely love to see it. And I'm not shocked by this at all because, first of all, this is just like a very successful business strategy coupled with Sabrina's already existing popularity. I think her time at Oregon is so synonymous with Nike. She's basically been a Nike athlete, her entire career. But this is such proof. First of all, Nike has been knowing how to do this the whole time. This is Nike. This is Jordan Brand. This is Kobe. This is Just Do It. This is literally their bread and butter, right? So what I am so excited about is that they applied it to a woman and to a sneaker and to this business brand strategy. And the proof is just in the pudding. You put all of their brand weight and the sort of proven marketing strategy that they already know, and it sells. And it's just so exciting to see, and I just love it so much. I think what probably people don't know is there's a few marquee signature athletes for brands, whether it's Nike, some have signature shoes, some don't. But for the most part, even if you're signed with Nike, you're wearing the shoes that you're given for the most part. I think Kobe's have been popular for so long, and particularly, in all honesty, after Kobe's death, I think so many players even wore them even more, but they're really hard to get. I feel that's what I'm hearing.
There still are 3 of the top 5. So the Kobe 6 is number 1, the Kobe 4 is number 4, and the Kobe 5 is number 5.
Right. So it's obviously a comfortable shoe. People love it. I think people like the low top. The Sabrinas are similar to this. But they're less available and they're harder to get. So part of the marketing strategy or part of the brand strategy and the sales strategy really of the shoe was to seed this as the shoe the sort of generic shoe that everybody is wearing. You see a ton of NBA players in it, which is really cool. I don't want to go too much into the male gaze, it's important that they like it because it signals success or it signals respect for the women. Mm-hmm. But it's just a good shoe and there's a ton of them wearing it and they're on TV all the time and people are seeing them. So
I put the shoe on. I have not played in the shoe. It was after my time, but I put the shoe on and it is comfortable. It's great. A very comfortable basketball shoe. You can tell immediately. And I'm actually really particular about that. And so, I don't need orthotics. I'm in there, raw dog, you know what I'm saying? And I don't need anything. And I know, I can feel it. And it's a very comfortable shoe.
Yeah. So it's just it's a great shoe that I think a ton of people can wear. You see it on a ton of NBA players. You see it on a bunch of WNBA players. You see it on a bunch of college teams. And what that signals to me is no matter where people that are buying the shoe are seeing it, whether they see it on an NBA player, whether they see it on Sabrina herself, whether they saw the commercial, whether they see it at their college team that they're going to watch or whatever it is, they're seeing it everywhere and therefore they're buying the shoe. So that to me is culturally important, that it's not just if you're going to a Liberty game and you're seeing Sabrina play, that you're seeing it in, the one of 2 or 3 or 4 colorways. It comes in every single colorway.
Yeah,
so it's it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's there's tons of college PEs, there's tons of colors out. So I just love that Nike really did it. We've been asking for this for a very long time. We've been, honestly admonishing them for a very long time of just use the strategy that that works. That's really important because you already have all the proof in the pudding that you need. And to no one's shock here.
You've had pudding 3 times today. I just want to
really
point that out. Yeah, you've been proofing in the pudding a lot.
Well, the proof is in the pudding.
I know. Is it?
I just feel, sometimes
chocolate? Is it the swirl? I was a big fan of the swirl.
Yeah, I think it's a swirl, but I do like a chocolate pudding, or coconut. Oof, so good.
Yeah, what?
But the proof is
I'm picturing
in the pudding.
Jello.
like Jello pudding. Like the foil peel back.
Yeah, that's literally what I picture every time I say proof in the pudding.
I love that. You're
oh, you're picturing bougie pudding, and
Sabrina's
I'm picturing
business strategy working.
Yeah, my pudding cup.
Yeah. But I love it for so many reasons. Most of all, it's just that it's proof of concept for other women athletes that are going to be getting their signature shoe, and just proof for her. I mean, honestly, I would love to see her royalties check on this.
No, she's killing
This is going to be huge. And then that just continues to spur the business. This is obviously a really successful shoe. She's a really successful player, WNBA champion this year for the first time. Like, that brand will continue to grow, and they'll continue investing in that, which is basically investing, of course, in her. And I love that she's probably making bank from this, but like continuing to invest in women's basketball and in this way. And they're going to have obviously more shoes coming.
You bring up a good point, which is Asia Wilson is going to be following Sabrina with a Nike signature shoe. So I expect it to do just as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
On this list that we keep referring to, and we want to give a quick shout to Kick Stats for this info on Sabrina's shoe. The boardroom put this one out, which was, like I said, the Nike Kobe 6 was number 1, Nike Sabrina 2, number 2, Nike Air Zoom GT Cut, number 3. At number 4 was the Kobe 4. At number 5 was the Kobe 5. And I just want to say that because at number 3 was the GT Cut. And that is a version of a shoe that dropped a couple days ago for Paige. And Paige has a PE, and she's the first college player to ever have a PE. So very quickly, for those that don't know, so PE, I've always said player edition. Some people say personal edition. I think it's interchangeable. Today I might use personal, which basically just means you get to like Nike ID the shoe in a sense. It's way more intricate than that. You work with the design team. They put your story on the shoe. Nike always does a really good job, I always say, of taking words, your own emotions even, and how maybe you see yourself or how you see your career or your game, and putting it into design. And I actually had the experience of doing that with my own PE. I wore a Kyrie that had my PE, and it was such a great experience. And I got to talk to Paige, like I said, a couple days ago about her experience, and it was very similar. And so her shoe has her different area codes on it. It has a quote that she lives by on it. She got to pick the colors, which don't have like a specific significance. She just really liked them, and they looked great. I saw them on court.
Is she going to be able to wear those colors? Because all I ever see at UConn is red, white, and blue.
It is so funny that you said that, because A, it tells me you didn't watch the game the other day.
I must have been busy traveling or something.
So A, you didn't watch the game because not only did she wear the shoe, which everyone can give it a quick search. It's like got some baby blue and some purple in it. So yes, very outside UConn colors, very outside the traditional red, white, blue, cannot deviate from this mantra. But the whole team wore them. The whole team wore them. Oh, they
did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
The whole team wore them. And you know what's really, this is actually even cuter. It's the one thing I will share about my conversation with Paige. She kind of looked at me and she was like, what do you think of, what do you think about this? And what do you think other alumni think about, like, basically like the coach? She's like, the coach is like letting us wear this. I was like, oh my God, we love it. Stop it.
We love it.
We love it.
We love it.
You're we?
No, I'm saying you.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to hop on when things are fun.
Yeah.
I mean, did you say you're welcome?
No. It's funny that you even noticed that
immediately
it would be a big deal, because that is how Connecticut rolls. Like very, nobody stands out essentially. But I thought it was wonderful that they let the players wear the shoe in a game. I know Paige was super excited. Her whole family was there. And just to keep going on this whole like PE thing, I'm going to explain also very quickly the difference between a PE, right? So a PE, like I said, personal edition, it was the Air Zoom GT Cut 3. And Paige got to put her design onto this pre-existing shoe. Whereas when you have a signature shoe, you're coming in like at the ground level. You are building this shoe. This shoe will have your name on it. It'll be called the Kobe. It'll be called the Sabrina, so on and so forth. And that's kind of the difference. Both can be sold. Both, assuming contracts are right, players are going to get royalties for both. But there is a difference, and that is the difference between a PE and a signature shoe. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see more signature shoes. This does, bring the question of what is being cooked up for Caitlin. She had some PEs. She had some, listen, what people don't understand is Caitlin had Kobe PEs.
Crazy.
this summer. And that is, I mean, that is like an elite status. That status to get a Kobe P is crazy. You mentioned it earlier.
Vanessa don't play.
Yeah, which she shouldn't. I'm like still on that seating list. Every time I see her, I'm like, yo, thank you. I know I don't play basketball, but I do work out and I really appreciate it. But you just want to have them. They're that kind of a shoe. And so for Caitlin to have Kobe P's is pretty dope. But I think we all are wondering and expecting some news in some way, shape, or form around what's going to happen for Caitlin's signature. So we're all wondering for sure. But that's the sneaker news.